the magic of one event, I'll never forget it. I was in the North Sea, of course, and this fishing boat, I don't want to go into the whole 9 yards, but it was in a lot of trouble because the propeller and the nets had gotten together. And the marriage of that is not exactly called for. And it had stopped the boat, and it was, you know, and the waves were just cutting it to pieces. So over the side, he went to a fisherman to untangle the situation, but his mate did not cut the motor enough. So instead of just freeing it up, it cut him. Blood was in the water. One of the rescue swimmers who was closest to, went for him. But in the meantime, a wave had come and knocked his companion into the water. The boat was now with nothing in it, and his daughter. And so I went for the little girl. About the time I went over the side, she was about maybe 90 to 110 yards away. By the time I reached her, she was over 200 yards. That's how heavy the sea was. That's how difficult it was. But I knew something. I kept hearing the word here, here, which was the most intelligent word she could have chosen, because it was A-G-R-E and H-E-A-R. So she was saying here, here. And what I saw on the horizon was 6-foot dorsal fins. And I said, uh-huh, we're gonna be all right. They were orcas. Orcas. The sharks scattered. They wouldn't be anywhere, even with the blood in the water. They'd get out of there, because any orca can kill sharks like that. Just ram them, that's it. Even porpoises, dolphins do that. So I reached her, and the little thing was suffering, obviously, from hypothermia, you know, like her dad was, like the other guy was. But she didn't care. She kept saying, I want to see my father, I want to see my father. Years later, I was up in Yorkshire, and a woman and a now young, very beautiful young girl, but in her 20s, she said, here, here. And I knew the voice. And she said, do you remember me? I said, how could I forget? Child, how could I forget? And she said, well, my father's okay. Everybody's okay. And I certainly am okay. Thank you. I've never forgotten that, because as much as I didn't let emotion get to me as a swimmer, that one did. And that too, I won't tell you which one, but that too is in amongst the pieces.
You don't want us to play that one?
I don't know, I want them all played, but I won't tell you which one it is, because I think that's a very private issue.
Okay.
But I just think that I stood out and see those 6-foot dorsal fins, and I say, my God, what brought them into the area? Because normally they wouldn't be that far down, at least not to my knowledge. And I even asked the fisherman about that. I said, have you ever seen the orcas in that number, that far south? And he said, no, I have to admit that. He said, but what a blessing. Where did they come from and how did they get there? It's a question. It's a very grave question, because I mean, we were up above the Orcas and Shep, you know, but there it was, and they normally don't penetrate that far down. They certainly are never seen further down the English Channel. I think it's a tremendous rarity. They don't have to go that far to find their food. In fact, it's going away from it, in a sense.